original corn mash moonshine. This is an original American style recipe, but it's made with New Zealand corn, and we make it 100% here in Christchurch at our very small distillery on our still eddy over here. This is made with corn that you'd find anywhere. This moonshine is raw. It's essentially an unaged corn whiskey. Now, there's a lot more flavor in this one than you get in some of the mass-produced American moonshines. You're really going to pick up on that yellow corn in this one. It's not a vodka, right? You can replace a vodka with this in your cocktails, but you can also replace your whiskey with this. And at 50%, it's pretty robust, so you're going to get quite a good amount of flavor. It's going to stand up to whatever you're mixing it with. This is a really powerful alcohol for mixing, and you don't typically need as much as well. There's definitely a small sweetness on the nose there. It doesn't have some of the funk that if you've tried a new make whiskey before. We distill this in a way that it's meant to be drunk straight. There's no heads or tails. We really just keep a nice thick heart's cut for this one because we know it's meant to be drunk straight. Sweetness for sure. Yellow corn. It's got a bit of that sort of, a little bit of like almost dusty corn. There's not much else to say about that except for that fruitiness. That there's a bit of sweet fruitiness on the nose is actually quite pleasant. And one thing people tell me when they try this at a lot of shows and stuff is that's actually not as harsh as I thought it was going to be. Mind you, it is an unaged alcohol at 50%, so there's definitely a little bit of bite to it, but that is totally acceptable for the flavor I think you get. There's that sweet fruitiness, the yellow corn coming through in there. It's really quite pleasant to drink on its own. A bit of ice with that, it could be a really good sipper, but I think one of the best ways to drink it for sure is mix it in your cocktails, replace a whiskey, replace the vodka, and this is a really easy one to go to. At $75 a jar, it's a 700 ml jar. It's an easy way to go. Now, you might have seen me pour out of this fun pouring lid on here. We do sell those separate if you need one. They're not at all necessary. The hardest pour out of these jars is the first pour, just because it's full. After that, it gets quite easy. But if you're pouring a lot, these pouring lids do help. And if you order them from us with one of the jars, you can get them for $10. And you can reuse them as many times as you want on our jars or other jars. They're really good for reusing for cooking oil and other things around the kitchen. But of course, if you want some more moonshine, you'll have a lid for next time. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tom from Herrick Creek, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.